Morgan had to go east before he could go west. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. He had to go to Eastman before he had to go west on those tracks to Terminus, brother. And yeah, it's episode 4, season 6. Here's Not Here. Was that a good episode, though?
It's time to go back to the past. It's time for a flashback. But I think we all wish this episode had a stayed in the past, because at this point I don't think we need it, I don't think we want it, I don't think anybody really cares about it. Morgan getting a whole episode dedicated to him with a flashback, and we already know about Morgan. Did this episode really need to take place? Now people will argue, well, it's to show you how he's changed from Claire to the way he is today, but I mean, come on. Full episode dedicated to Morgan? Not for me.
Not for me. Right, episode begins. Morgan, I actually have no idea what Morgan's doing. He's clearly left. Get it clearly, because Claire, he's left that place back that was close to the prison that Michonne, Carl, and Rick visited him all the way back in season 3. Feels about 15 years ago. But if you actually think of it in timeline, it's not that far ago. Long ago, because...
But you were led to believe that when Rick left him, he was kind of calming down.
Yeah, but he just wasn't.
We were led to believe that, like, Morgan was kind of, coming to his senses and he was going to snap out of it. But, I mean, he's not, and we see that pretty much very early into this episode, Morgan kills 2 innocent people that weren't doing anything. And this makes Morgan a straight-up fucking killer. So, like, why is he allowed to stay in Alexandria right now, but, like, Pete wasn't? Pete couldn't even get buried there because he's a killer. I mean, the writing, I think, is so terrible.
And also, he had to explain to Rick what he'd done. Well, see, that just shows you how fucking hypocritical Rick is. Morgan probably whipped out the butter, man, laid it on thick and said, I killed 2 guys.
How many more people did he kill, though? That's just 2 guys that we've seen.
Aye, on
by the sound of it, Morgan's been a killing machine.
Aye.
Morgan's a legit killer. Pete accidentally sliced some guy's throat while being drunk. Then Rick? How can Rick turn around and say, we don't accept killers? Are you taking the piss, Rick Grimes?
Your entire group are killers.
Yeah, it's dumb. It really is dumb, but... I mean, we get this episode where Morgan's killing people. He finds this guy, Eastman. Eastman manages to take down Morgan. He disarms him, and then he locks him in this, like, little prison that he's built inside his... I wouldn't call it a house. It's more like a cabin. So he locks him in this little prison jail thing. We've got a goat here as well. Morgan's like, kill me! Kill me! And it's like, Morgan... I mean...
What noise does a goat make?
I think the goat had better character development than Morgan in this episode.
I agree.
Morgan's just sitting there, kill me!
I always viewed this episode sucked because of Eastman. It flipped on its head.
Because of Morgan.
Yeah.
So Eastman is feeding Morgan. I mean, Morgan tried to kill Eastman. Eastman would have been within his right to kill Morgan, but he didn't. He like I said, he disarmed him, then he saved him, then he's feeding him, he's housing him, he's giving him water, but Morgan says to Eastman, either you kill me or I'll kill you, and it's like, right, whatever. Eastman then tries to get Morgan to, like, lighten up a little bit, talk. He wants to find out who he is, what he's doing, why is he so hell-bent on clearing, why is he so hell-bent on Red, killing people. Morgan then finds out that Eastman is a psychiatrist. I believe that Eastman revealed that, so...
Yeah, he was a prison psychiatrist, so he talked to the nastiest bastard.
Yeah, Morgan then he still wants out. There's no, like, reasoning with Morgan at this point. And then Eastman says, well, you can leave if you want, but you won't kill me. Says, you can either stay here with me or you can leave, but you ain't gonna kill me, not today. And Eastman reveals that he actually never locked Morgan in, and that the gate was open. So Morgan then runs at the gate and tries to kill Eastman. Very predictable here. And it's like, what a fucking dick. Why can't Morgan at least just get up and go? Yeah. Why would he even try and kill Eastman? It makes no sense. No. See what... This is signs that Morgan is a killer. Like, an actual killer.
Yeah, could live to fight another day.
He's going out of his way to kill people here.
Yeah, how can people like this guy? Oh, because he changed? No, he's a fucking murderer.
Now, could you argue the two people that he killed earlier, he didn't know them, and he thought maybe they were some sort of threat? I mean, potentially, even though I think that's a bit of a stretch. But this Eastman guy is no threat to Morgan whatsoever. He's been good to Morgan, yet Morgan, like, as soon as he gets out, he could have tried to escape, he could have just left, you know, he was not being held against his freedom or whatever, but his first instinct is to try and kill Eastman. Yet Morgan's not a killer, and he can stay in Alexandria, but Pete can't.
He's a good man. He's a beautiful man.
No, but it is. See the protagonists of The Walking Dead. It doesn't matter what they do. They're always gonna. It's like the way Carol treats people and the way she's treating Sam right now. It's like the protagonists get away with murder on show. In The Walking Dead, I think they do. Other shows, not so much. I think in other shows, when the protagonists start acting bad, they almost turn into like the anti-hero, then turn into like an antagonist almost. But in The Walking Dead, it's almost like if you're one of the good guys, then you can pretty much do anything you want and you will stay one of the good guys.
That's pretty much it though, and I don't get it.
It's not just with the writing as well, it's like it's with the fans.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how anyone can like Carol, man. Mentally torturing an 8-year-old.
Yeah, no.
Morgan, killer. I mean, but even at this point, Rick killed the cop. I mean, at least you could argue the guy's running away could ruin the whole mission. Sean Connery. Mission. But Eastman reveals his last story. And this is pretty much what he says. He's like, yeah, there was this mean bastard. Can't remember his name. He didn't say that.
It was double barrel. No, I think Eastman remembers his name. It must have been a posh guy because he had like a free word name.
Eastman got him essentially the rest of his life locked up, but he managed to
Fog entertainment.
Aye, but then he broke out and he killed Eastman's entire family. So Eastman decided to take him back to this cabin after he caught him and starved him to death. It was led to believe that he actually let him go. But then he revealed at the end of the episode that no, he actually starved him for 47 days right in that cage you're in, Morgan. And you know what? Fuck it. I actually like a good story like this. Guy killed his family and he fucking tortured him for 47 days.
Yeah, because at first, Eastman's telling the story and then he's like, let him go. And you're thinking, yeah, Eastman's not like that. He's not a killer. He wouldn't kill somebody. But then we see the graves that because Eastman's a good guy and he literally buries everybody. And we see that he actually did bury this guy. So he might have, you know what, he did actually kill him and he starved him. And you could say that's pretty gruesome. But this guy actually killed his family. This guy went out of his way to kill his family. Yet Eastman was still a big enough and good enough person to actually bury the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Eastman could have just fucking used this guy's body as a fucking toilet and shat on him for the rest of his life. No, he could have.
He could have, like.
But you know, he buried him.
Morgan did that with fear, didn't he?
I mean, there probably wasn't much left there to bury, considering he'd, starved him for 47 days. But you know what? I actually like Eastman. And then we see them go on the hunt. So they're teaming up with each other, Morgan and Eastman. It looks like Morgan's coming around. But then Morgan just starts going crazy again, and he's like, no, you leave me be. I want to kill. I see red. And then he starts trying to kill Eastman. And then Eastman, there's a zombie coming and Morgan won't move out the way. So Eastman has to go and stick his body in between Morgan and the zombie, even though he could have just knocked this zombie out with a stick. Bad writing there if you ask me, bit of a flaw. So Eastman gets bit and then Morgan gets hissy and pissy and fitty with Eastman and
no, I don't get
tries to kill Eastman again. It's like Eastman's just been bit, saving Morgan's life.
If he's going to try and kill him, why not just have Eastman get bit while him and Morgan are having the fight with each other? Because the way he got bit made no sense. He put his body completely in between Morgan and the walker and just bent his arse over, his big lard arse, just to get bit.
Most people would say at this point, oh shit, I'm so sorry.
No, Morgan tries to kill him.
Morgan tries to fucking kill him?
Yeah. Morgan then leaves, then he comes back, the goat's dead. He then puts the goat in the walker in a wheelbarrow, wheels it over to Eastman. Eastman's like, oh, they got the goat. And then essentially, that's when he revealed that he starved the guy for 47 days.
What was the goat's name? Jimmy?
Jimmy Goat. Something like that. Something shite like that. I don't know. But then...
Luciana or something?
Something like that. But Eastman then gets the gun. He forgives Morgan. Morgan says goodbye to his wee buddy. And then Morgan walks off. And he finds the terminus tracks.
Yeah, we see
a gunshot goes off.
Yeah, then we see Morgan walking off, and there's another gravestone set up, and this one is for Eastman. And I mean, that's it. And this is like typical Walking Dead where people were living in peace, people were living in safety. A main character for The Walking Dead shows up, and then before you know it, the group's wiped out. Eastman and the Goat were living here, happy as Larry, whoever that guy is, and nothing happened to them. But Morgan turns up, and then before you know it, Eastman and the Goat both die.
No, I just think it's ridiculous. The amount
I wish Morgan had fucking stayed in the shower
Look at the amount of walk.
in episode 1.
No, but look at the amount of walkers this episode. He's in the middle of nowhere. Why is there so many? It's fucking ridiculous. And as for the Terminus stuff, what? So Morgan, literally within the space of half an hour, goes from wanting to kill Eastman to this whole peace, master soul shit, and he's walking on the Terminus tracks. It just seems extremely far fetched to me. So so how long between Morgan leaves Eastman till he meets up with Daryl and Aaron? I think the way it's portrayed, it could honestly be a couple of days. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree, but
Because
also,
when Morgan finds the tracks, it doesn't necessarily need to be the same time they find the tracks. Because of course it ain't.
yeah, and also another thing is like, why does he take up Eastman's gimmick? Eastman being like this got him fucking killed.
Yeah. Just ridiculous.
All life is precious. If Eastman didn't feel this way, then Eastman would still be alive today. I agree. I think you can implement some things for Eastman, but Morgan's taking it to the extreme. I think Morgan is worse now than Eastman ever was.
Yep.
I don't think Eastman wanted to kill, but I think in a life and death situation he would have.
Aye. No, I agree. But this episode was as bad as I once thought. Probably not, but it made me hate Morgan more. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, plus, I mean, and at the end, we get the reveal that Morgan is speaking to the Wolves guy, and the Wolf guy goes, "Oh, nice story, buddy, but when I get up, I'm still going to kill everybody here. I'm still going to kill all the children, lock them away and all this stuff." And it's like...
But see if Eastman...
If
he had kids...
Well, he did. But see
if he had a group, he wouldn't let Morgan out.
Yeah, see if Eastman had a group and there was little kids there and families and he knows the situation that happened before with that guy and his family, I doubt Eastman would be trying to rehabilitate these people. You know, I think he was giving Morgan a chance because it was only the two of them there.
No, I agree.
Morgan's fucking risking the lives of everybody in Alexandria because he wants to try and play the hero.
I need a hero.
Because he feels guilty for getting Eastman killed. Well, he did get Eastman killed. Like, I thought this was an okay episode. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Probably, I can't believe I'm saying this, probably one of the better episodes this season.
4.5 out of 10, guys. Up next, we've got the group trying to get back to Alexandria.
I want more Eastman.
I want more Eastman going west.